What was this? Was this like your first time trial race? Because I know you've done a few efforts out training wise.
Yeah, the last time I raced a TT on the TT. Last time I rode the TT bike was Ruta del Sol in February. So I've not been. I know I should ride it more, and I know Train Sharp, who I work with quite closely, are pretty keen for me to spend more time on the rig. Yeah. But I'm a bit a flap when it comes to riding TT bike. I got a race coming up in a few weeks in France, and there's a TT there, so I was like panic training. Panic training.
This is a bit of cramming.
Yeah.
How have you spent the year since the Ruta del Sol and whatever?
See, I was quite lucky. I did Saudi Tour, Ruta del Sol, Ardèche and Drôme in the early part of the year. Yeah. So I was quite fortunate in the sense I got a few races in, and then obviously it all kicked off and nothing happened for a few months. And me and Jesse, my other half, we bought a house together with the plan to leave it and do it up in October, November time when the season finished, but actually give us a bit of time to get stuck in and do it, and then to make a house a home. We've ended up with 2 dogs as well.
How has it been being back in the world tour peloton? I mean, it's a pro Conti team, but you're still racing the big boys.
I think something I think people don't realise is how close the level is between the World Tour and the Pro Continental. Is there's an overlap, you know. A lot of riders are riding.
It's more money than anything.
Yeah, I think basically it's the budget of the team. It's not really to do with how good the riders are. Like see Connor is a Pro Conti rider and rides with Buani, Maclay and Quintana. I think Rewald certainly is definitely a less well-funded pro-continental team within the pro-continental ranks, but what I think it's a shame that they can't find more money, because I think if you could work out, say, result per pound or something like that, I think they'd be up there with one of the best teams going. They seem to, as far as I've experienced and a lot of people know, teams I've ridden for in the past and how that ended, and it wasn't the best ending, and it got very political, and maybe didn't have the right passport in that team. And coming to Rewell, I found the Danes are very similar in our mentality. They're very upfront, very clean. It's black or white, not this sort of false promises or anything like that. So for me, the best scenario going into next year is that I can stay with them. I've really enjoyed and settled in, and I really felt at home, where I think if you find that in a team, it's worth sticking in, it's worth sticking at, because you know, people go to different teams thinking that it's all going to be, the grass is always greener, but it doesn't always end up like that. So but you know, we'll see what happens, and it's going to be a strange year.
Having gone to that team and no one knew that racing was going to return the way it has, and we still don't know really what's going to happen. But I guess that gave you motivation to keep fit and train. And
they're going into the beginning of the year. I think I was more motivated than I'd ever been. I really saw it as a new opportunity. It's like a second life, and professional sport, you don't get second chances. You know, you get one to make it, and if you don't, then often the boat sails, sort of thing. So to be actually given a second chance and to race it at the best level in the world, and the team got into Amstel Gold Race at the beginning of the year, which that was it, you know, it was right, let's go there. And Tour of Yorkshire was also going to be something that was my a bit of an aim, and things, being a high level and the best riders being there in the world really gives us an opportunity where, because nobody's really paying that much attention to us, we can sneak under the radar and be a bit sly and savvy with how we ride. So I was really, I gotta say, I was so motivated to get stuck back in, and I spent the majority of the winter putting in as many hard yards as possible. But yeah, and obviously the world had other plans.
So looking forward to a really crammed period of racing, have you got?
Yeah, so well, I think we're all hoping that races do go ahead.
Yeah.
I know today there's been a little bit of confusion as what will happen with the World Championships.
Yeah. Was that a goal?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I saw one article that said it was a goner, and one article that said they might just move it. Obviously the Tour has been rescheduled. The route for the Tour next year has been changed. There was, in a Danish team, it was semi-guaranteed almost that the Tour would start in Denmark in 2021, but that's been moved now, so that will start in Bretagne, France.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure, if races go ahead, I'll be in France on the 27th, doing a 4-day stage race out there. Come back, Tour of Luxembourg in September, should it go ahead.
Yeah.
Amstel Gold, with any luck, on the 10th of October. But I think they're so far away, September and October.
Yeah.
Well, they're not that far away actually, but given the situation of the cycling world at the minute, or sports and just general venue type things, seem to be a little bit question marked at the minute. And you know, everyone's done such a good part, I think, like trying to protect the NHS and things like that it will have a positive effect on letting us get back to sporting events sooner rather than later. And I think that's what everyone wants now, isn't it? It's dying to turn back to normality, I think. So with any luck, we'll be back to it as soon as possible, really.
Fingers crossed.